What's up, guys? Welcome back. This is your boy again, Adam Slink. How you guys doing? Welcome to another crazy video. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching this video from. So we're going to be discussing about the political situation in Nigeria, the current update. So we're going to look at Tinubu, the APC presidential ticket holder who was attacked yesterday in Lagos. And again, most importantly, we're going to look at Peter Obi and Kwakwanso merger. Well, Kwakwanso have something to say about that. And most importantly, guys, this one is the interview Peter Obi had yesterday, and it talked about Mbaka's issue, talked about Sowore attacking him, talked about ASSU as well, talked about the election generally, and talked about his dreams. A lot of things, a lot of questions that you guys may want him to answer. In this interview, he decided to just bring it down there. So stay tuned. I'm going to play you the interview. In fact, this will be the first time I will be watching it. So playing it will be like the first time that I also will be watching it. So please don't go anywhere, just stay tuned. So firstly, let's talk about the Tinubu attack yesterday. After successfully being the presidential candidate for APC and of course assisting the Ekiti State governor, the current governor, to win that election the other day, well, APC won. After successfully doing that, he decided to fly back to Lagos with Sowore, the Lagos State governor, who has been with him ever since. Let me say, he kind of like left his duty for the vice and decided to travel with his boss, Tinubu, around Nigeria, and of course assisting other politician as well, and they're doing the homework. Well, it was in Lagos yesterday, and of course a lot of crowd actually came out to greet him, welcome him, and they show solidarity and love. Of course, in this life, not everybody will hate you and not everybody will like you. So people came in to greet him and of course do that form of welcoming. But at the end of the day, it was established that some hoodlums, of course, they're going to definitely call them hoodlums attacked one of his convoy. According to AIT, they said breaking hoodlums attack convoy of APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu in Lagos. Well, we do not understand the agitation of those hoodlums. Maybe, with the current laws they are trying to make in Lagos that has to do with bikes and other stuff, people might be hungry, or maybe some group of people, they feel like they have been offended by the administration. Well, however, Tinubu is safe though. It was not Tinubu car they kind of like invaded, but one of his convoy was really badly damaged. So, but he's safe. He's safe, and nothing happened to him. Mbaka said Peter Obi is a stingy man, and Sowore have some kind of grievances towards Peter Obi. I do not know, but one of the main facts is that yesterday Peter Obi decided to address all those old issues in the interview. He was not in town. He traveled to Egypt. And also the reason why he traveled to Egypt as well, he also addressed that. But let's read this coming from NNPP about the merger between Peter Obi and Kwakwanso. So according to NNPP, they said, "Dear Nigerians, kindly ignore the rumors circulating online that our esteemed presidential candidate Kwakwanso has agreed to deputize Peter Obi. He is the upcoming presidential race. In the upcoming presidential race, the leadership of both NNPP and Labour Party are still discussing and have not finalized terms and conditions yet. We wish to categorically inform you that agreements are yet to be reached. The rumors are circulated, are unfounded, and gravely misleading. Together we shall build stronger, progressive, and democratic society." So It's not as if they are merged yet, but they are in the process. But with the kind of rumor flying around saying, oh, they have merged, all those kind of stuff, that is what they are trying to dispute. Well, like I've said before, we are all expecting them to merge. Let me be completely honest. We are expecting them because I think they will form a really strong party together to stand a chance to fight, to stand a chance to win or to fight Tinubu APC and Atiku PDP, because only Kwakwanso can't do it alone, and obviously only Peter Obi can't do it alone. So let's listen together, Peter Obi's. And before we go there, Mbaka church members are protesting. Aspiration Catholic Church, headed by Mbaka, are protesting currently, saying they cannot ban them from attending Mbaka's church. Well, it's quite unfortunate, the incident, and it makes me wonder, who are you people worshiping? Are you people worshiping Mbaka, or you guys are going to church to worship God? Because now it clearly now looks as if you guys are just there to worship Mbaka. So if Mbaka does not go to church, you too will not go to church. It just shows how religious is really the number one problem we have in this country. Religion is really the number one problem. Sorry, it's not Christianity, it's not Islam. Christianity is not our problem. Religion is far more different. Very different from Christianity and Islam. Very different. The kind of religion people practice here is do what, like, I must follow this man. Wow, come on, man. It's serving God. Nobody is above anything, above God. If a man is not there any longer, will you okay, are you going to cry that that man must be there before you can serve God? I saw a lot of youth, saw a lot of mothers, elders fighting, carrying leaves and all the rest, saying Mbaka or no judge. Oh, may God forgive us, guys. May God forgive us. Well, let me know exactly how you feel about that. Then let's go over to Peter Obi's interview yesterday. So let's listen to it, guys.
I don't want to, for me, Father Mbaka is an ordained priest of God. And as a priest, he remains my priest. And I will always respect and show my allegiance to the church. And whatever he says, I take it because he's my father. He's my father in faith. And I respect him any day. And he's my brother. We're very close. That's my own decision. And whenever he says something wrong, I pray over it. If he says something right, I pray over it. So mine is prayers. And whatever he does, I love him. This is me because he's the priest of God.
So despite all of that, you love Father Mbaka?
I don't have any problem with him. Whatever he says, I put it in prayers. If he says, I'm not going to be voted because I don't have money, my prayers is, may God make these people who are collecting money to vote to see reason why they should not do so. That's prayers. In fact, if I traveled when he said that, if I was there, I would tell him, since you're seeing this, pray for me to overcome it. Because actually, that's what I tell to every pastor. I meet pastors every day who tell me, Peter, this is going to happen. I said, since you've seen it, let's pray that it doesn't happen. That's one. Two, I don't want to make comment about other presidential candidates.
But they are making about you a lot of.
No. For me,
they say it's just social media buzz.
I'm not in business of my business is to say this is what I will do, and then judge me from where I was heard before. Of all the people who are contesting today, nobody, I can say categorically, comes with my background. I'm a businessman, a trader who started business small and built a business. I've been in the corporate world. I've been around. I've been governor. They have passed through the same trajectory. Let them show their record and say, we've trusted you with this. The problem in Nigeria is management of our resources. These people have all been entrusted with the resource management. How did they manage it? So it's not for you to come and say, oh, you're a gentleman, you're a nice man, you're a kind man, and everything. But you were entrusted with public resource. What did you do with it? That's all. Tell us how you manage it. And then we can entrust you with more. Especially now we don't have anything. We need a manager of resources who can deal with these issues and be able to pull our country out of the brink. You don't go when you have a financial and economic crisis. You go and hire a musician or hire a nice man. No, this is not time to hire people who are gentle. What is the problem of the country? There are millions of people who don't know where the next meal will come from. So it's not time to say Peter Obi is a nice man, Peter Obi is charitable, he's somebody.
All right, so a lot of people are saying structure. Obi doesn't have structure. He doesn't have structure like grassroots party. Take for instance, look at the elections yesterday in Ekiti. Vote buying everywhere because they say, okay, some people have structure and the likes. That you don't have structure, that you just have a lot of people, a bunch of people that love you so much on Twitter and the likes. What are you doing as regards that?
I have structure.
What's the structure?
That's why I'm mobilizing all Nigerians. Those people who are being paid money to vote are only doing one thing. They're committing suicide. For me, the structure I have today is we have 100-something million naira living in poverty. The structure is whether do you want to continue living in poverty or do you want to save your life? The structure is those unemployed youths that are being arrested every day, even for owning a laptop, when other countries are giving their people laptop. Do you want to continue be in this circumstance? Those people who are being owed pension and gratuity and are coming every 4 years to give you 10,000, 5,000, do you want to continue like that? Or do you want your gratuity and pension paid as and when due? The lecturers who are not paid, the students who are not in school, it is for them to decide. You are talking about what I did. You heard somebody saying that the only university that is not shut down today is Anambra State University because of what Peter Obi did. That's what I was going to do. They have a school. It's an abomination in a country that did not meet up to a quarter of high school intake to shut it down for months.
School is on strike. ASSU is on strike. What would you do to end ASSU strike permanently?
I said it earlier. It shouldn't be. Let me tell you. They have agreement with 2009 with government. I never renegated on any agreement. If you must renegade, you negotiate it. If, for example, federal government agreed 2009, that was the same time I had the same issue, and we negotiated. They came to me and said, this is the amount we need in our state university. I said, no, I can't afford it. This is what I can pay. And we have been paying it gradually. If the government of Nigeria have been paying that money, maybe not in full, but gradually, we won't be there. But for you to sign an agreement, that's like what happens with our government. This is the only country government signs a contract with people and go away. I know a state where a governor bought a vehicle, that's the traditional rulers, got out the chieftaincy title, and he was waiting for those vehicles for over 4 or 5 years. Go and ask everybody from Innocent to Cross Carries to Globe Motors to everybody that bought vehicle from. I paid them up front. You've seen Innocent say it every day. Go and ask those that bought furniture from. Ask those that bought computer from. That's what government does. Government is a big spender. You pay people to support their businesses. No contractor, no supplier was owing the day I left office.
Okay, what would you? Okay, let's because there's a lot of ground to cover. Let's go straight to the issue about VP, and the issue was also about talking to NNPP. Is there any talk going on with NNPP, because we're seeing that making the rounds of social media, and then Dr. Donyo Kukwe came out to say he's your VP pick. A lot of people say, okay, he's a placeholder. What's the talk about your VP?
Well, we're talking to a lot of partners. What we are trying to do, as
so
you're
talking to NNPP?
Everybody.
Okay.
We're talking to, what we're trying to do is not to do it the usual way. It's not a question of Peter Obi being president. We want to build a coalition of Nigerians, especially the youth, to take over our country. 24 years in the hands of these people who hired. The country has deteriorated. Look at the World Bank report a few days ago. Look at what they're saying again. That Nigeria is at the small stage economically, and it's going to throw more people out of poverty. So after 24 years, the people we hired have thrown millions of Nigeria. In 1999, when this journey started, about 60 million Nigerians or thereabout are living in poverty. 24 years after, they've doubled the poverty number of people. So it is time to ask these people who hired to go, no matter which side they are coming from, because they are the same people. So we need to now get a team of Nigerians, the youth, civil society, everybody together and say, let's come in and work together as a family to take back our country. So Peter Obi is not going to be your usual president where you stay one place and be given order. We want to build a coalition to save our country because they've run it aground.
You went to Egypt. That generated a lot of controversy, your trip to Egypt. What did you go do in Egypt?
Well, it's unfortunate, let me tell you. Let me start by telling you, see, when you vote people here, this is the only country I know that you vote people in, and when they become, say, local government chairman, governor, president, anything, the next thing they start telling you is what we saw when we came in, or start blaming the person they took over from. A leader, when you're elected and you're in charge, you're not meant to complain. The job of a leader is not to complain. The job of a leader is not to give excuses. It's for you to solve problems. And if you're aspiring to lead, that is the time you need to study and know what you're going to do. So if there's an example anywhere globally, you go there and learn. Today, go to any record. The highest deployment and faster deployment of power globally is Egypt, Vietnam, India. Egypt moved their power from about 20,000 megawatts to 58,000 today. Between 2015 and 2020, 5 years, Nigeria as a country could generate, or was able to generate, in the 60s, over 1,000 megawatts. 50, 60 years after, they cannot generate above 4,000. That shows a crisis. When these people could, in 5 years, increase their power generation by 30-something thousand. So you need to go and learn. I went there. I was taking around the power facility, met the companies that did it, went to the ministry, met the power holding company chief, met the people in the ministry, above all, met those who provided the finance.
Who provided the finance for that?
Of course, They worked on turnkey with Siemens. So European Development Bank did their own. They worked on turnkey with another group. GE did. So, and I know that it's easy within a period of 5 years to move power generation, distribution, transmission in 5 years from where we are today to 20,000.
But a lot of people are saying, why didn't you use local content? Why didn't you speak to people in the power sector here? What can you learn in 3 days? Those are what some of the people are saying.
They don't know what they're talking. I've been speaking to people here. I need to go and see where it's dead. That's people, there's nothing wrong in learning. It's not as if I was in office and I'm traveling. They want you to be in office and say you're going to travel. Part of the problem we have here is that people don't want to learn. The job, leadership and learning are inseparable. You must learn always. When I was campaigning to be governor, I visited, that was my first trip to Bangladesh to learn how they dealt with the poor, pulling people out of poverty, to know what they were doing about their education. I did the same thing with India, rural India. That's where I found out that while we go into office here and start building the governor's mansion.
Well, that should be all. There's still more, though, in case you want to watch it. So go over on Twitter. So me, I'm really interested in what I just played. So that's why I decided to play it. So, well, just vote for whoever you want to vote for. And he said he's not a nice man. So for those of you saying he's nice, so we do not need. Peter Obi said he's not a nice man. Do not think he's good. You understand? He's not a nice man. He's not a charitable person. He just does the right thing. I like that about him because we do not need a nice person. A nice person can chicken away. We need somebody who is strong. Just do the right thing no matter what people are saying. Well, thank you guys for watching. Sowore ASSU. Catch you next time. Bye.